thank you for inviting me to attend your AGM. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to join you today, but I wanted to send this personal message to thank Lanarkshire Carers Centre for the valuable support it provides for carers. I also want to say a huge thanks for all the carers attending the AGM for the support that you provide to your families and friends. I'm pleased that Peter Stapleton from the Scottish Government Carers Policy Team is taking part and will keep me up to date with the key messages from the day. As you'll be aware, tomorrow is Carers' Rights Day, which is a great opportunity for all of us to raise awareness of carers across Scotland. It's a chance to highlight the extremely valuable contribution carers make and the importance of providing the right support to carers at the right time to help them maintain their own health and well-being and continue to care if they wish to do so. It also provides a good opportunity for us to get people thinking about what they do to look after loved ones, which could lead to someone identifying themselves as a carer for the first time, or deciding to find out more about their rights under the new Carers Act, or possibly investigating some of the support available in their local community. We don't know exactly what Carers' Right Day might inspire people to do, but we do know that in many cases it will include contacting or visiting a local carer centre to find out more or access support. I know that yours and many similar organisations undertake such a crucial role in local communities throughout Scotland. You work hard with your carers and health and social care partnerships to build support and services which work in your area and meet the needs of your local carers. I understand that today you're going to be hearing about the importance of carers having choices and how this can be achieved through a person-centred approach, which is used by the centre. The personal outcomes approach has been built into the Carers Act legislation from the beginning. It's key for staff to understand what's really important to individual carers and identify the types of support and services required to meet their needs. We've been working with the Scottish Social Services Council to develop and distribute some really helpful resources to assist workers to adopt a personal outcomes approach. It's vital that carers are aware of their new rights under the Carers Act, but also that we have a real partnership between the statutory and third sector. This partnership needs to put carers and their needs at the centre of shaping services so that the support available on the ground matches their needs. Ahead of Carers' Rights Day, I'd like to say a bit more about the Act and the new rights it has established for unpaid carers throughout Scotland. The Carers Act, which took effect in April, has for the first time put in place a system of carers' rights to access support and information. These rights are there to make carers' support more consistent and personalised to individuals' needs by using a personal outcomes approach. They're there to help protect carers' health and well-being and sustain caring relationships. Crucially, the legislation has a strong emphasis on transparency to help individual carers understand and exercise those rights locally. The requirement for transparency work in a number of ways to help carers exercise their rights to assessment and support. These include duties for local authorities and health boards to consult with carers and carer organisations when developing their local carer strategies, local eligibility criteria, short break service statements, along with requirements to publish these documents. The Act's requirement for carers' information and advice service in each local authority also plays a key role in helping people understand their rights. These services must provide information and advice on carers' rights, advocacy, emergency planning and income maximisation. This information and advice on carers' rights must cover the rights set out in the Carers Charter. The Carers Charter summarises all of carers' rights under the new legislation, including the right to an adult carer support plan or young carer statement. Local authorities must give carers copies of their carer support plan or young carer statement. This is so that carers understand exactly how their personal outcomes and needs have been recorded, as well as any decisions that have been taken on eligibility and support. The last right I want to mention is carers' right to be involved in decisions about the discharge of the person they care for from hospital. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that proper involvement of carers in hospital discharge decisions will lead to better discharge planning and better outcomes for everyone. It's important to emphasise that implementation of the Carers Act and the realisation of carers' rights is not happening in isolation. It requires the efforts of everyone connected to supporting carers and the people that they care for. The Scottish Government appreciates that this is not without challenges and will continue to work with carers, statutory, voluntary and third sector partners through our Carers Act Implementation Steering Group to find solutions. We've also been working directly to support local third sector organisations who have a role in implementing and delivery of the Act. We're investing at around £500,000 in 2018-19 through the Carers Act Transformation Support Fund to help third sector organisations. The main purpose of this short-term funding is to develop local capacity and systems rather than delivering support which is funded locally. The fund gives third sector organisations involved in the local implementation of the Carers Act the opportunity to apply for small grants to support their work. The second round of this fund is open for application until tomorrow, Friday the 30th of November. As I said at the outset, I'd like to acknowledge the valuable work of third sector organisations such as Lanarkshire Carers Centre and their ongoing dedication to supporting carers under the new legislation. Our ongoing commitment to implementing the Carers Act is one of the Scottish Government's priorities for the coming year, set out in our programme for government. As the programme explains, we're working to create a healthier, fairer and wealthier Scotland, where every person and community is able to achieve their full potential. I want to take a moment to highlight some of the connected priorities in that document to improve outcomes for carers. As we all know, as our population starts to enjoy longer lives, with that comes often more complex needs. That means that demand for social care and support is growing faster than our traditional services were designed for. The programme for government recognises that we still have more to do if we want to ensure that we continue to shape a sustainable social care system that can support people in the right way at the right time. Therefore, over the next year, we'll be working together with several partners, including local authorities, carers and people who use support, to develop a national programme to support the reform of social care at a local level. I believe that fully understanding the experiences of caring is essential to the reform process. We know that a large proportion of care is undertaken by unpaid carers out in our communities, providing essential support for families and friends. Recognising the important voice of carers and the people who support them is fundamental to all levels of decision making. To ensure the reform programme is well informed and reflective of carers across the country in different caring situations. Alongside our priorities for health and social care, the programme for government also highlights the work we are doing to improve social security rights for carers in Scotland. In particular, we've been working on the development of the Carers Allowance Supplement and the Young Carers Grant, an accompanying package of support for young carers. We're proud to report that the newly established Social Security Scotland agency has successfully started to deliver the Carers Allowance Supplement, which is being paid in addition to the carers allowance provided by central government. This payment recognises the valuable caring undertaken by unpaid carers in Scotland and acknowledges their right to be paid the same level of benefit as others. Therefore, going forward, unpaid carers will receive the same benefit as those in receipt of job seekers' allowance. We've also been listening to our young carers and working with them to understand what support they need to ensure they can access the same opportunities as their peers. As a result, last year the First Minister announced a new package of support consisting of a Young Carers Grant, free bus travel and a carers element to the Young Scot card. The Young Carers Grant will be rolled out in 2019 and will be in the form of a £300 annual payment. In addition, recipients of the grant will have a right to free bus travel from 2020-21, further to successful piloting, and a bespoke carers element to the Young Scot National Entitlement Card will be rolled out from April next year and will provide non-cash benefits for young carers aged 11 to 18. As the Young Carers Grant is a new benefit and one that doesn't exist in any other part of the UK, a public consultation for the grant is currently live and we're seeking views on what we have proposed to ensure we've identified the best solution. The Consultation is open until the 10th of December, and we're keen to hear the views of as many people as possible, so please encourage others to respond to the consultation and spread the word on social media. Before I finish, I want to return to the Carers Act and the important role of third sector organisations. I cannot emphasise enough how the success of the Act is dependent on all of us and our partners working together to support carers across the country to achieve their personal outcomes, meet their needs and ensure these rights make a positive difference to carers' daily lives. So, whether it's helping carers to create short breaks which work for them, or supporting them to reduce feelings of isolation, or providing a well-earned chance for some pampering, it's local carer centres like yourself who are supporting and helping to deliver carers' rights daily. So thank you, and I wish you all a positive and enjoyable day.